I want to help you grow a business that you'll actually want to work in. I want to help you grow a business that will feel like a continuation of your lifestyle as opposed to something that you have to detach from, like you're thinking outside, like you're in severance, right? Something you do just to make money, something that feels flippant and thoughtless, you know? I'm talking about serving your people and packaging that in a way that gives you a lifestyle that you want to live. I know it sounds like what I'm saying is something I take lightly, but I don't. But that's what we all dreamt of when we were 14, right? We wanted to be rad. We wanted to grow up to be adults that did interesting projects and good work. And so let's do that. Um, why not aim straight? Let's do that work. And so one of the things that I know, particularly amongst women who are in business for themselves, is that there's a disconnect between vision and reality. Like we have a plan, we have a vision, but then the reality of how our business functions doesn't really align with that vision. So when we think about operations and we think about values, we often take sometimes steps that are unintentional, that if we were willing to really think about all the different levers that we have access to when it comes to our business, right? All of the different ways that we can change course and make it more aligned to what we need. There's tons of options, there's tons of possibilities, but that's across a wide swath of resources and activities you do for your business. And that's why I'm such a big proponent of tools like Notion. There are other apps out there like that, like Notion, but Notion is my favorite. Throughout our journey together, I'll bring up other apps to compare it, but I really think Notion sets itself apart in that you can operate the majority of your business out of one app. And what that means is that you have a forest and trees view of your business in a way that allows you to truly recognize your options. And I know that for a lot of people, options can be unnecessary and can be distracting. But I'd like to posit that when you know what you want, then options are just different ways that you can manipulate to get yourself closer. So, one of my core beliefs, again, is all we have to do is serve our people and package that in a way that gives us the lifestyle that we want. It is simple, but I think simple is important because I think that the base true that that rings at is important to recognize that it is about packaging that. It is about negotiating that. It is about choosing those people and their problem. Um, it is about recognizing that there's something that you're hoping to get out of this as well. Um, that's what business has been built on since the beginning of time, and so everything else is just really how. And every business model is different. Everybody's service offering is different. Everybody's product is different, right? But when I think about what Notion does, I think about enabling you. That centralized business system enables you to have the inputs that you need, the understanding that you need from a customer experience standpoint, from a internal knowledge base standpoint, from a projects and a productivity standpoint. you have enough awareness to understand what you can do. Um, and so, what I am is a service designer and a market researcher and a workshop facilitator. I am Les. Um, I'm Leslie, but friends call me Les. We're friends now. And I've learned these skills over the past 10 years working in marketing. I've run programs and projects that have stretched um, to 3,000 salespeople, but I've also done programs and projects that have really taken a huge cross-functional team to execute for customers, for launching projects, for launching products, for launching um, new initiatives and messaging and all of the above. So I'm a product marketer, and that makes me a strategist. And so what I would do for your business as a Notion consultant and an ambassador, um, for Notion, is that I'm able to take that expertise with me to you to help us um, get intentional about how we're going to go to market, get intentional about how we're going to create the customer experience, get intentional about um, the mechanics of your business model and the information that your team needs to follow you as you cast vision and direction, um, and the different tools that are out there to help you measure and direct productivity. And so, in using every single that I've heard of at an enterprise level, at least, and for B2C, I've used Asana, I've used Basecamp, I've used Microsoft To Do, I've used all of the task management apps. I still keep a notebook because I'm a notebook person. I have to write, but I also will have all of my work, my deliverables, my inputs, my tracking and productivity on Notion so that when I'm working with my team or I'm working with clients, we have a single source of truth for keeping up with each other in a meaningful way that has truly transformed not only their businesses, but also my life, and as well as my opportunity to execute on projects that mean a lot to me. Um, and so I want to offer you help in doing that too. And so when I talk about market intelligence, I'm talking about competitive intelligence, market intelligence, so stuff around like your competitors, positioning, messaging, customer sentiment, uh, things of that nature, in terms of what's going on in your space. So a lot of listening to. Um, and so I'm able to talk to your customers and kind of understand the value that you're offering them. Go to market enablement. So in terms of after we've had those conversations or we've pretty much like enabled some sort of design for you, help you to come up with the resources that you need to get customers to understand you as well as to get the team on board. And what does that mean? So if there's a one sheeter that you might need to be able to explain what you do, if there's a pitch deck, if there's a video, if there's a model that you need, I'm able to help you design that with those inputs and with that research so that you can truly show your value and also marry your go to market to that value. And then there's Notion helping you implement that. The outcomes are that teams are aligned, clients understand what you do and rave about it to other people and have a really easy way of transmitting that message because of all the tools you've empowered them with. Um, and so if this sounds good and this sounds like it would be helpful, um, check out the description box for an overview of the packages that I offer. And if you want to get started on your own, browse the DIY resources in my shop, like the messaging workbook, like the market research questionnaire, like the workspace refresh toolkit, so that you can jumpstart your journey and really embracing this idea of enablement and this idea of creating a business that is about lifestyle and systems. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more.